Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. How's everybody doing today? The chat's wide open. Feel free to jump in the chat. Afternoon Chat is Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Ghost Mosley. In order to talk in the chat, all you need to do is go to YouTube and download their Discord app. The basic rules are please follow the community guidelines that are set up by YouTube. As long as we don't get into trouble with YouTube, we're golden. Okay. Anything else that happens, we can fix. Okay. What's on your mind today? There's no set topic here. That's up to the people in the chat. We can talk about anything you like. What's on my mind today? Well, I got to be honest, it's the NFL. Okay. They're putting a thumb on the scale in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that I've seen enough evidence that I think that they need a criminal investigation as to exactly what went down in last Sunday's Lions game. Apparently, the NFL's unable to get their story straight. It's against their rules, the NFL's rules, for New York to call the officials on the field and to tell them to change a call. Yet they did it. Immediately after the game, the referees come out and they say, oh, no, New York never called. Come to find out, New York called. Come to find out, DraftKings was involved. As it turns out, I guess there was a bet that was placed by one individual at a plus 9,000 was the line that Jared Goff scored the first touchdown of the game. One sports bettor put $5,000 on that at plus 9,000. And when they conveniently or accidentally took Jared Goff's touchdown off the board, they saved DraftKings $450,000. That's pretty close to $500,000. Close enough that it's $500,000 to me. It doesn't pass the smell test, guys. So after all this comes out, then the NFL does a 30 for 30 film, and they release a video trashing the Lions and Brian Branch. Oh, he's a bad guy. Not right. Not cool. 30 minutes after they posted it, they took it down. They realized they'd screwed up. The video montage that they put up trashing Brian Branch actually showed Kansas City Chiefs committing penalties that were not called. Okay. They shot themselves in the foot after shooting themselves in the foot. I guess the NFL stands for National Football Liars, in my personal opinion. It stinks. It all stinks. If the Chiefs can't win without the refs helping them, maybe the Chiefs shouldn't have a franchise. I don't see the officials helping any of the other teams. 31 other teams get the shaft so that their chosen team can flourish. Not cool. The only way the penalties are unbiased is if New York doesn't make that call. When New York makes the call and breaks their own rules, we've got issues. When we got issues, we need a criminal investigation. It's not cool at all. And Brian Branch suspended for Monday night's game. He won't be playing. Juju Smith-Schuster, nothing, not even a fine. No, they didn't put out a film about Juju Smith-Schuster. They only put out a film about Brian Branch slamming him. When was the last time you saw the NFL put out a film slamming one of their players? Oh, never? Yeah, never. They've crossed the line twice. They've shot themselves in the foot twice. What's next? I'm just so disappointed. The players, the fans, the teams, we all deserve better. If Kansas City cannot win without the officials bending the rules for them, then they don't deserve to win. End of story. This isn't the Lions asking for special favors. This isn't even about Kansas City asking for special favors. We don't know that they did that. What it does appear, what it does look like is the NFL said, well, we're going to help Kansas City out no matter what. It's sad. This is bad. It's bad for the NFL. It's bad for football. It's bad for America. It makes you wonder, what other games have they cheated on? What other games have they put their thumb on the scale and said, oh, pick that flag up. We want this team to win. The fans can't do that. The teams can't do that. Was the referee given extra money for doing that? Was he given a little bonus money? Thanks for taking that touchdown off when we told you to. You're doing a fine job. It's all sad. All they're doing is tarnishing their own business model. Why? We all like and respect Patrick Mahomes. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is of a moral character that he would want the refs to cheat. I refuse to believe that about an athlete that's worked his whole life in this game. It's just brutal. They don't respect their fans. They don't respect their own business model. They don't respect America. I think that they need to investigate and they need to find out who made the call. Who? What person? What's his name? Bring him up on charges. Tampering with a sporting event should be a crime. If it's not a crime, then am I free to tamper with a sporting event? Tell me now. I want to know. Yeah, I'm highly upset about this. It's like the only thing on my mind today is why would the NFL do something so dishonest? They say they want parity. Evidently, they don't. Evidently, they just want Kansas City to win. They don't care about the rest of us. That's the way it looks. Looks like a duck. Acts like a duck. It's a duck. Personal opinion. Have you got an opinion? Jump in the chat and tell me. How is this good for the National Football League? In what way is this a good thing for the league? A player does something detrimental to the league, what happens to him? Well, let's ask Colin Kaepernick. Oh. Yeah, exactly. I find the whole thing disgusting. But there are legal ramifications for the young man that was cheated out of $450,000. He should be demanding a criminal investigation. And because it went across state lines, I think it's federal. Yeah, it's all bunk. I just very disappointed in the league today. Should be a real exciting weekend of football. I feel sorry for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that are coming into Ford Field. It looks to me like Detroit will be motivated, and I don't see why they wouldn't put a 50 burger on them. I don't see why they don't put 100 burger on them. I hope they do. I just hope they do. I feel sorry for Brian Branch being drugged through the mud. Did he get fed up and throw a punch? Yes. He's a bad boy. He's being suspended for a game. He's apologized to the team. He's done his part, did everything he was supposed to do. He wants to make it up to the league, you know. He's losing a game check. What's the ref losing? Oh, nothing. Yeah. The whole situation just stinks to high heaven. I wonder how many games the NFL has planned to fix for the rest of this year. Can we expect Kansas City to go undefeated now for the rest of the season? It appears to be so. It's the way it looks to me, is they're not going to let Kansas City lose. I'm waiting. What can I expect? I expect a whistleblower. And I'm not talking about an official on a game. I'm talking about I'm expecting someone to spill the beans. They're going to spill the beans and they'll make millions of dollars off the book that they write and the movie that gets made and yada, yada, yada. It's pathetic. It's a black eye to the NFL. And I hope they realize that I'm just one guy sitting on one end of his couch, but I'm not tired of talking about it. I'm not tired of bad mouthing them for what they're doing. Your actions have repercussions, dumbass. Oh, it's so disgusting, so despicable. It makes you wonder what the hell they're going to do next. They're going to rig the coin toss? Yeah, pathetic. I don't understand why they would even consider breaking their own rules. Makes no sense to me. But, you know, this can all come out in a court of law. I'm ready to see somebody perp walked. Let's get them in cuffs. You want to save the NFL? Put the bad guys, put the criminals in cuffs, and let's see the perp walk. That's what I would expect to happen if I did it. I think they'd put the cuffs on and perp walk me. He fixed an NFL game. It's pathetic. Somebody please jump in the chat and change the subject. Okay. Get me off of this. I'll ride this dead horse for the next 2 hours. I'm fed up. I'm a football fan, specifically a Detroit Lions fan. And I find it disgusting, number one, that they would fix a game. Number two, that they would attack the Lions and Brian Branch. And number three, they're not mature enough to straighten this all out right now. Fix it today. Don't wait. Fix it today. Accountability. players that are on the team have accountability for their actions. If they throw an illegal block, they get fined, do they not? Accountability. Where's the league's accountability? Step up to the plate. Yeah, I don't expect anything out of them. Just another version of corporate America misusing their power, showing that they have no morals, no ethics, no backbone, and no spine. I've had accountability for my whole life. Has the NFL? I look back at Spygate, Inflategate. Did they have their thumb on the scale in those? It's just wrong. It's a shame you got grown owners, billionaires, business owners that don't know right from wrong. How sad is that? No, they couldn't survive a day in my world. Sorry. No, they just don't measure up. Liars and cheats don't get invited into my home. I don't have any time for liars and cheats. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't mean to. It just irritates me. Well, if they don't want to stand up and be held accountable, then let's come up with something and we'll teach them a lesson the hard way. I don't know. How would they like to televise a football game and have 0 viewers? We're the consumer. We're the public. We can do whatever we want. Well, let's just pick one of these special football games that the NFL gets paid $100 million so that, Paramount can cover it or something, and we'll just boycott. Nobody watches the game. 0 viewership. Sounds worthwhile to me. The ultimate boycott. Nobody watches their televised football game. That means all the advertisers that would be pissed, all the fans would be pissed, the players would be pissed, the coaches would be pissed, the owner would be pissed. They need to be accountable. Surrender yourself, fess up to your crime, face the punishment like a man. End of my rant, I guess. Once again, I apologize. I don't like it when people do bad things. I don't know. What are they going to do next? How many games are they going to rig? I guess we'll have to see. Will Kansas City go without a penalty called on them for the rest of the season? Will they? Tell me. If that's your plan, it stinks. It's a bad plan, you dumbass. Oh, I apologize. Got to figure out a way to get this off of my mind before it gives me an ulcer. It's just pathetic. If I'm feeling like you're cheating me, I'm not going to be happy about it ever. I've lost all confidence in the NFL, all by their doing. And I didn't have a bet on the game. How do you think the guy that lost the 450 grand feels? I think he feels like getting an attorney. Okay. It's a serious breach of promise. Just unbelievable. I think that next Monday's game should be real interesting. I wonder if they're going to identify these officials in New York that did this. I have not been watching the news this week, as though some of you may know, but I am watching sports news. And I want to see something happen here. They've got to straighten this out. They got to restore faith that the games are going to be legit going forward. If they're not going to be legit, then it may as well be scripted like wrestling. What's the difference? If it's scripted, if you already know who's going to win, why even play the game? If it's going to be scripted, tell us about it. Wrestling, we know, is scripted. We understand that. And we can still be wrestling fans. So the proof is right there. So is the NFL scripted? Do you know who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? I'm asking Roger Goodell. It's just not right. Please, somebody jump in the chat, change the subject. You got a recipe for apple pie? Okay. Any other topic? I don't know. Every time I see somebody do something immoral or something unethical, I get so disappointed. Makes you wonder, is the NFL run by the mob? Are they fixing all the games? You got no way to know. How are you going to know? How often do they pick up a flag and say, oh, no penalty? Did they get a call from New York? It's not supposed to be getting a call, but did they? How many calls from New York are there per game? Who's on the other end of the phone? Just very disappointing. Makes you wonder. I mean, most of us have a set of values, a sense of morality, uh, a set of ethics that we're not willing to cross. Evidently, the NFL does not. I don't have time in my life for cheaters. Personal opinion. I apologize. It's not your fault, those of you watching. It's not your fault. But it's hard for me to smile when I feel like I've been cheated, when I've been robbed. It makes me wonder about all those bets that I placed years ago. Were they cheating me? No way of knowing. It's sad, but this is where we are in 2025. Makes you wonder. Well, you've seen what the crap that just went on in the WNBA over Caitlin Clark. Now you see this about the NFL and Brian Branch. I don't blame Brian Branch. I'm on his side now. He shouldn't have thrown the punch, but he did. And if it exposes the league's criminality, then I think he deserves whistleblower protection. Leave him the hell alone. If you're the criminal, why is he getting suspended? It's not right, guys. It's just not right. In my opinion, I'm 30 minutes into the show and I can't get off this topic. I need somebody to jump in the chat and to change the subject. Change my train of thought here. I know. Let's talk about lunch. I went to Olive Garden with my best friend today. Had a good meal. And I brought home food for dinner too, so I don't really have to cook tonight. I can just reheat. I love Olive Garden. I know. But I still like it. And I like getting time to spend with my best friend too. Yeah. Haven't really done the math on it, but I think we've been friends for 55 years. Okay. It's just a guesstimate, but a long time. Well, he was the first cop that ever arrested me. I wish I could say he was the only cop that ever arrested me, but I cannot. Okay. I try never to lie to people. Yeah, without people in the chat, you guys are just finding out way too much about me. Okay. More than you should know. I'll be okay. I mean, I've compartmentalized my life, so. Well, that's why I use an alias for the show. It helps to compartmentalize my life. I don't think anybody needs to know everything that happened to me in my lifetime. They've got enough data on me. They don't need to tie it all together. Okay. So tell me what's on your mind. What do you guys want to talk about? I have not checked the analytics of the show. I'll do that this weekend. I've actually got that slated for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do laundry and check the channel analytics. Okay. I have not gotten to. Yeah, I'll try to pay more attention and get in there and sort things out. I'm in Michigan. Where are you guys? Michigan's the center of the universe. Didn't you guys know that? Yeah, I'm probably smoking more again today. Well, I changed up my routine by going to lunch. So I passed up going to breakfast so I could go to lunch. Well, I don't want to go out several times in the same day. I'm not on the go all the time anymore. That's for you young people. You know, the young, the indestructible. No, I haven't gotten to my Gatorade yet today or anything. I'm still halfway through my Dr. Pepper. I'll get to it eventually. Right now, I'm just nursing the Dr. Pepper because I got a full belly. I went to lunch. I had angel hair pasta with meat sauce. I like the carbs, they're good for me. Yeah, I've already got my pipe loaded. I probably need to to mellow out a bit today. Yeah, I'm not sure who YouTube is marketing us to, who they're putting us in front of. It's been a quiet week in the chat, but I did just change so that we're not labeled as being for children. It's no, this is not made for kids. Well, I'm trying to keep my language in check, and you know, I'd like it to be like a G-rated show, but you know, well, you know, somebody could have me on TV with kids playing there on the floor, and I don't want them to hear me cursing. I'm trying not to be a bad influence. Okay. I did enough of that when I was younger. I try to refrain from leading others astray. I smoke cigarettes and pot, and I am not recommending that you do either. Marijuana is legal here in Michigan, as legal as it can get. I don't recommend anyone break the law ever. Especially not the NFL. Oh, sorry. I digress. Well, that's how much they piss me off. Okay. I watched Mike Kimber today, and he was the same way. He went off. He went off, and I don't blame him. It was a very personal attack that they did on Brian Branch. Yeah, Mike Kimber is he does Lions Talk by Chat Sports. He's been online for years on YouTube. I saw that he put out a broadcast today, so I pounced on it. Saw his, and he tries to be politically correct because he's tied in with Chat Sports, right? I'm not tied in with Chat Sports. I don't have to try to be politically correct. Oh, my opinion on the NFL today is diminished, considerably diminished. That's how I describe it. It's the same thing if you walk into a casino and you put your money in the slot machine. You don't expect them to cheat you. You expect them to give you a fair play. Go figure. Yeah, unfortunately, the league is in a position to police themselves, which means they ain't going to do spit. They'll continue to rig games whenever they feel like it, evidently. I mean, I haven't seen anything to lead me to believe anything to the contrary. Oh, I'd love to be sitting there at the next Chiefs game and have a megaphone. Yeah. Criminals. All of them are criminals. Most people are not like that. Most of us are legit. And I mean legit day in, day out. Most of us don't operate like that. I think you got to be, stinking rich, a filthy rich billionaire, before your morals and ethics are sucked out of you completely. Because real working people, we don't think like that. I never think about cheating. It never enters my mind. It's not a concept I'm familiar with. But maybe for billionaires, that's a different story. Maybe these billionaires that own these teams, maybe they think, oh, cheating's a way of life. Not in my life. Well, it's 45 minutes now, but I did manage to talk about lunch. Maybe lunch was 3 minutes worth of conversation. So, yeah, I apologize. I wish I had something else on my mind. Feel free to jump in the chat. I'd rather talk about anything else. I'd rather think about anything else. Yeah, I got a little hat head going on today. Well, it's a little breezy outside, so I wore my baseball cap when I went out. And it shows. There's your proof that I'm not AI. Okay. Well, how else are you going to know I'm not AI? And I didn't wear an overshirt again today. It's hot in here, you know. Not as hot as yesterday was, but it's still pretty tough. I've got the air on, you know. Looking forward to going for a walk today. Clear my head. Unfortunately, I'll probably be chatting at Tom Grossi tonight about this. It's upset me to the point where I'm probably going to need to get Tom to help bring me back down to a level of sanity. Okay. Tom deals with some disgusting shit like this all the time. Not with the NFL normally, but, you know. I need to be more patient and more understanding with the league. I can't let it eat a hole in my gut. You know what I mean? I can't let it take that kind of a grip on me. To me, causes me stress. And that stress stands out like a sore thumb because I normally don't have any stress in my life. I don't plan on ever watching a Kansas City Chiefs game again this year. I just don't see myself. Why would I? I think I can abstain. I'll still watch my Lions, but they're not playing Kansas City again unless they get them in the playoffs. I don't know. Will the league make sure that the Chiefs are in the playoffs? Probably. It's just sad. But yeah, I'm going to abstain from watching any Kansas City Chiefs games for as long as I can now. Well, every time I see him commit a penalty that isn't called, I'll just figure that the fix is in. New York's on its game and not going to let the Chiefs lose no matter what. I really feel sorry for their fans. I don't think their fans deserve this. I think their fans want a fair game. Personal opinion. I know the Lions fans want a fair game. Makes me wonder about the other calls in the other games. Which calls are legit and which ones are not? Got no way to know. Now, the league is creating problems for itself. These are self-inflicted wounds. Yeah, they take, I don't know, you don't see these kinds of issues with the NC2A. I'm just saying. I don't see these kinds of things coming up in baseball. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe the NFL has peaked and it's all going to be downhill from here on out. Maybe there is no more upside to the NFL. Maybe it's just going to be an avalanche, all downhill from here. If you can't rely on the officials to keep it fair, what am I supposed to think? What are any of us supposed to think? It's the same way I feel when the government cheats me. You know, how is it different? I don't know what do they want, you know? I don't know what's next for the NFL. Going to go back to covering up the CTE injuries? You want to spin the clock back? Is that what they're trying to do? I don't know. Maybe they just got too big for their own britches. I'm wondering, what am I supposed to tell my kids if they question me about this? What am I supposed to say to them? How do I fix this? Yeah, it's just not right. Every time a touchdown is called back now, I'm going to think the fix was in. How could I think differently? Explain it to me, Lucy. How can I believe in their officiating again, ever again? I don't think I can. They thought that when the bad calls get the bullshit chance before, they thought that was bad. Wait till you see what happens now. Oh my God. When you got 80,000 fans in the stands and you start playing your bullshit games with the rules, how can it end good? What's the good outcome here? Just keep on cheating, keep on doing the wrong thing, and watch what happens to your business model. Yeah, flush it. Last one out should flush it. It's just horrible. I can't believe this crap is going on in 2025. Everything you do in an NFL game is on camera. Don't you know that? To me, it's not a big deal. I worked 33 years in an industry with literally millions of cash transactions going on every day, all of it on camera. And I was never called into question. As far as I'm concerned, I want to see polygraph tests for every NFL official. I want to make them public, God damn it. Let me see. Show me that this isn't rigged. Prove it to me. Restore my faith. You can't, because you destroyed it. Yeah. It's just, oh. Please, somebody jump in the chat and change the topic. Okay. It's not even 4 o'clock, and I'm already thinking about I need a beer. Oh, God. I need to smoke a bowl, drink a beer, and yeah. I hope Tom Grossi does his Q&A tonight, because I'm going to try to talk to him about this, because this is bunk. It's just tearing me up inside. If you know Roger Goodell, send him a link to this. Let him see it. Let him see how he just destroys America's favorite pastime under his watch. He's the one responsible. He's the top dog. I can guarantee if I was running the show, this kind of shit wouldn't be going on. But I have ethics and morals. Unreal. I don't know what's next. Is he going to go after Brian Branch's children? These people. Yeah. I apologize, Chad. You deserve better from me than you're getting today. You do. I'm not supposed to be putting my thumb on the scale and making this show about one topic. That's not why I designed this show. I don't know, maybe this show would be more successful if I did. Okay. I don't know, but I don't mean to make this whole 2-hour show about bashing the NFL. And just, they've done this, not me. I need to exercise better self-control. I understand that. And that's why I say to you in the chat, I apologize. You deserve better from me. I did not invent this show so that I could vent. Okay. I came up with this show so that we could chat, we could have conversations, I could meet people. Right. That's what I did out in Vegas. I loved it because I met different people every day from different parts of the world every day. And I enjoyed it immensely. I do miss it. And that's why I came up with this show. This is a 100% free show. There's no sponsors, no mid-roll ads, no commercials of any kind. I'll never ask you to do anything on this channel, on this show, that costs you money. I'm shooting this in my living room, okay, sitting on my couch. I have no overhead on this show. I got to pay my power bill and I got to pay my internet bill, but I was doing those anyways. YouTube charges me $13.99 a month for the channel. That's my complete overhead. That's why this is a free show. And that should show you how much money all these shows that aren't free are making off of you. I'm not begrudging them making a living. I'm just trying to tell you that it's not that expensive. You could be on TV too. Come up with your own show. $13.99 a month. You can probably do a show better than this one. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. This show was designed to satisfy my needs of meeting and talking to new people. Back in the day, I used to get in the chat rooms, and they did not have a topic. I could talk to anybody I wanted about anything, and I enjoyed it. And it was a learning experience every day. I was learning something new about someone else somewhere in the world. That's my whole point with this show. I want to know your opinion. I want to know what you're thinking about. What are your priorities? I know my own. And as you can see, once I get my teeth sunk into something, I want to chew it to death, right? I really like this show now. I'm elated. I think the chat will populate with time. It'll be okay. Yeah, I'll get a new light bulb. This side of the hair looks brown. This side looks red. I burn out a light bulb. And the only thing I had to replace it with was a 40 watt. I don't go shopping until next Tuesday. Okay. Should I happen to be out in a store, I will try to remember to get a new soft white light bulb and bring back the better lighting. But it's Friday, last show of the week. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what you want to talk about. I want this to be an inclusive show. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I control my fears. I'm not afraid to talk to people. Okay. My fears do not control me. Yet. I don't know. The thing with the Lions, the reason that hit me so hard is that's my favorite show, is watching the Lions play NFL football. It's my favorite show out of everything that you can stream. I don't want to see the new release movies. I want to see the NFL. I want to see the Lions play. That's my preference. You're allowed to have your favorite shows. I'm allowed to have my favorite shows, right? Well, they took my favorite show and took a chainsaw to it and chopped it up to the point where I can't recognize it anymore. Yeah, I'm not going to change the format of the show unless the chat populates and they want it to change in some way. I'm going to give the chat a lot of leeway. As long as we stay within the community guidelines, I think we're all going to be good. But if we need to make an adjustments on the hours of the show or something like that down the road, I'm pretty amicable. I can go with the flow. Okay. I haven't decided to do anything for the members until I have members and I find out what the members want. If the members want a private stream on the weekends or whatever, we will we'll do what we got to do. But for right now, until the chat populates and says they want something different, the only thing we got is what's running around in my brain. And it ain't real pretty today. Well, it is what it is, Well, with no one in the chat, though, I don't have to wear my glasses. And I probably look older without the glasses than I do with them. Now, this is the first pair of glasses that I've ever consistently wore. I got glasses prior, but I was too vain to put them on. I didn't want to be seen in them. Nowadays, my vanity isn't so fragile. Okay. It doesn't hurt my self-esteem to be able to see. The priorities changed over the years. I think everybody's priorities can shift and adjust. Um, while we are against change as humans, um, sometimes a little bit of change is good. And by putting on the glasses and actually being able to see what I'm looking at, that's an improvement. I used to just ignore my lack of vision. People would walk up to me and I saw you the other day and I waved to you, you ignored me. I'm like, well, I didn't see you. Had I seen you, I would not have ignored you. But, now I have the glasses on so I can see, and I don't hear those kind of complaints from my friends anymore. Yeah, I only need the glasses to see. Other than that, so what do you guys think of the show? I don't know. Have I activated the comments yet? I'll check this weekend. This weekend, I will check my analytics and I will try to activate everything that I deactivated or failed to activate. I'll even I'll try to remember to do the Patreon page. That's not on YouTube, so I literally spend most of my time on YouTube. Whether I'm watching videos, movies, listening to music, news, sports. I really like YouTube. Okay. I don't care for any of the other social media platforms. They just don't do it for me. I understand that I should be, present on all those other platforms and trying to send everybody here to this chat, and I'm just not going to do it. If you guys want to do it, you can. I'm just not going to. I think that the YouTube algorithm will sort the show out eventually and put it in front of who we need it to be in front of, provided I quit hitting all the wrong buttons. Yeah. I'm button happy. I just click them. It's fun. What can I tell you? It's like when I used to play the first person shooter games on PS4. I was button happy then too. I went through a lot of ammo. And I've never been good with self-control. Okay. It's never been my strong suit. I should try. Well, I should try more, I should say. But yeah, I'll get on this weekend and I'll try to, you know, do some crapola. Well, anything that's gone wrong with the show right now, we can easily blame it on the production staff. The production staff is, they don't know what the hell they're doing. I can tell you that honestly because I am the production staff. Okay. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm having fun. Does that count for anything? Well, look at it this way. There's nobody in the chat raking me over the coals for all the mistakes I've made. Okay. Well, nobody knows the show's here. It's a secret. They'll find us eventually. Be patient. I'm looking at this like I got 3 years. So I'm not going to run out of patience. If I end up here sitting here talking to my computer alone for 3 years, okay. Maybe I got a screw loose. You don't know. Okay. Maybe I'm not all there. I'm practically a ghost, anyways. Ghost mostly was that came from songwriting. I had a blues band for about a year, and we wrote like, I don't know, 22 songs, something like that. And I didn't want the band to owe me any credits or anything. I didn't want them to have to put my name on anything. So I was just ghostwriting. I signed a document saying that they owned all the rights to everything. And I can't tell you what lyrics I wrote because I don't own them. They do. But I wrote a lot of lyrics. Okay. Well, this is the thing about ghostwriting is you don't control what gets recorded or what gets released. That's the band's business, not yours. You're just a ghostwriter. You contribute, but you have no say over anything. So that's where it's at. I've had thoughts about starting a ghost writing chat where everything that is written is for public domain. Everyone would be able to use it. Well, that way I might get to hear some of my lyrics on the radio. Okay. I've never heard any of my lyrics on a radio. I've heard them when the band played them, but the band no longer exists. Crystal meth took them out. That's a true story. One guy's in prison, the other guy Parkinson's. Another guy, the drummer during the pandemic, he killed himself. Okay, and the band is no more, no longer exists. But they own all the songs that we wrote. They own all of that. It's not mine. I was just a ghostwriter, ghost mostly. I liked the moniker. I thought it was fitting, and when I started this project, I rolled it over. Ghost Mostly Media LLC. It helps me to compartmentalize my life. As long as you guys only know me as Ghost Mostly, you don't know how to find any of the information on other aspects of my life. I like that. You don't need to know. Was I really here? Okay. Who knows? I can tell you that I wrote and published a book. I had a band. I worked in factories. I worked in restaurants. I worked in casinos. I don't want to give you any more information. But I've had a long, productive life. I raised children and got a granddaughter, right? I probably met well over 1 million people in my lifetime. How many of you can say that? 1 million's a lot. I don't know if you're aware of how many 1 million really is. I am. Back in the day, I worked in the soft count room of a casino. That's where they count all the paper money that they intake from the table games. Got a special room that it's done in. Right? On film. Yeah. But while I was in there one day, we actually counted $1 million. Took us 7 hours. There were 4 of us. Took 4 people 7 hours to accurately count $1 million. That's how many 1 million is. It's a lot. Okay. You have no idea. And let me tell you, if people knew how much money $1 million really was, they'd be pissed at our government every time they piss away $1 million. All right, I got to the Gatorade. Only an hour and 20 minutes into the show. Okay. I got to it. I tell you, I operate on one speed nowadays. I call it if and when. Okay. I'm a very methodical person. That's how my brain operates. I think that's why I love a routine, being in a routine. I find great comfort in a routine. It makes it harder to change your routine, but I do. But I love a routine. I will get up at the same time. I will shower at the same time, eat at the same time. I'm like a machine. Once I get a routine, I'm never going to stray. Okay. It's ridiculous. And the next thing you know, when the routine ends, it's 40 years later. Wow. Okay. That's what happens when you get old is your routine changes. Your routine's thrown out the window. You got to create a new routine. I got a new routine now because I got this live stream podcast, right? And I love the routine. It's working out great for me. Okay. I'm very much a creature of habit. I think most people are. Yeah, when you're younger, you have less of a routine. All right. But as you get through life, you're going to find that your routine is what got you all that time on the job. It got you all that as far as credentials, right? That routine to me, that grounds me. It keeps me centered. As long as my routine's intact, I'm fine. If I start missing things out of my routine, I'm not fine. Okay. I need the routine. Well, right now, what I'm trying to establish is a routine with this show. Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ghost Mostly is going to be here from 3 to 5. You can count on it. It's part of his routine. I shouldn't be speaking of myself in the third person. It's bad enough using an alias. Okay. Thank you for following the way in which I have drifted. You people are hilarious. You really are. Well, it's the routine. It gives me personal comfort. I like to be reliable. I like to be dependable. You know what I mean? I take pride in being reliable and dependable. That's probably has to do with me being a father. You know, I tried to be reliable and dependable for my children. Right? It's an achievable goal. I can wing it with the best of them. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm basically winging it with this show as far as the content, what I ramble on about, what I talk about. I'm winging it. It's not scripted. It's not structured. It could be, but it's not. I could sit down and write out a script and I took classes for that hell when I was working, you know, public speaking classes and that kind of stuff. Throughout my casino experience, I took a lot of classes. You always got to try to better yourself. You always got to try to improve, especially when you're trying to move up the corporate ladder. I had a 33 year table games career. I specialized in game protection, customer service. I took classes in public speaking. I took classes in diversity. All of that helped with the career in the table games department. Over the course of the 33-year career, I started out as just a blackjack dealer, and I ended up as a casino shift manager. I went from being the student to being the teacher. Okay. It was a climb. I raised my family. I think that's what most of us strive for. You may have a certain amount of time that you're on one job, or you're not working for a promotion, or you're not trying to move up the corporate ladder. Maybe you're satisfied. Maybe you like your routine. Maybe the boss's job is not the one that you would ideally want. But I think, most people, if you're working for a corporation, you're attempting to improve and attempting to better yourself over time. I think that's normal. If you don't think it's normal, jump in the chat and tell me. You're welcome to jump in there anytime you like. There's no charge. The chat is operational. It's there. Look. There you go. See it right next to me? Right here. Yeah, underneath my armpit. It's there. You guys can jump in and chat anytime you like. It's free. Go to YouTube, download their Discord app, and then you can chat. Everyone's welcome. I'm not trying to sell you anything. There's no upsell. Okay. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. Nope. I want the people in the chat to be the stars of this show. And I'll just drift into the background. You'll never really know I'm here. That's the plan anyways. We'll see how it works out. Well, once the chat populates, I'll have things that I have to do. I'll have to moderate the channel, for one thing. Excuse me. But once the chat's populated, I'll be able to put up polls. We can see what everybody wants to talk about. We can come up with different topics and go through them one at a time until we cover them all during the course of the 2-hour show. I don't want this to be an exclusive club. The exact opposite, as a matter of fact. I want it to be inclusive. I want everyone to feel welcome here, whether they agree with me or disagree with me. I believe that every one of us has a right to speak what's on our mind. I think that we all have a right to be heard and have our opinion heard. Personal opinion, okay? My beliefs. What are your beliefs? Feel free to jump in the chat anytime you like. Tell me about it. Straighten me out, okay? It's okay. It's okay if we disagree about things. I'm not going to chastise you for having a different opinion than I have. I'm not a judge, okay? It's not my place to judge you. I think that you can voice your opinion, let yourself be heard, and you'll be able to see what percentage of the population agrees with you. How many other people are on your side? How else are you going to know? While we have no people currently in the chat, we do have viewers, we do have listeners. There's no charge for that either. This is one of the few shows that you're going to find that is not after your wallet. I'm not gonna hustle you. I don't have any interest in controlling or manipulating you in any way, other than to get you into the chat and to get you to participate. That's as far as I'm going. I welcome opinions that aren't the same as mine. Some things I know a lot about. There's a lot of things I don't know anything about. I'm going to be relying on you for the things that I don't know anything about to straighten us all out. Fill us in. Teach us something. You're all welcome. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I'd like to meet you. I'd like to talk to you. Let's have a chat. Let's talk it out. If we all had the same opinion, how boring would this show be? Okay. We're not all going to have the same opinion because we all have different perspectives. You see things from your walk of life. I see things from my walk of life, right? We have a lot of common ground, you and I. A lot of common ground. But we're also unique individuals, and we're also different in many ways, all at the same time. It's amazing. I'm glad that we're not all clones. I'm glad that we're not all identical. Ghost Mostly Media will do things for profit eventually. That won't have anything to do with this show. This show is always going to be free. How do I know that? Because I control it. Okay. I'm the OOO, the only operating officer of Ghost Mostly Media LLC. Just me. Okay. So this show will remain free, no matter what Ghost Mostly Media ends up doing in the long run. I have some time. I need to amass 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours in order to get my channel monetized. We'll get there eventually. I'm not posting anything else online right now. I'm not posting any other shows. There's no point. I'm not monetized. They can't make me any money, so why would I waste my time? Once the channel gets monetized, I'll be posting other things and doing other projects. I am planning to ask the chat what other projects would they like to see on YouTube. And I look forward to hearing your suggestions, and I'm going to need all of that information before I decide what I'm going to do. You guys need to educate me. If you want to see pretty girl videos, then I'll have to make pretty girl videos in order to make money. For right now, the only eye candy you get is me. And I apologize, my makeup artist did not come in today. Go figure. Must have something to do with not being hired, not being paid. Okay. So if you're watching me on high def TV, I apologize, but this is as pretty as I'm ever going to be. Okay. So take that into consideration, please. I appreciate everybody who watches this show. I appreciate everyone that's chatted in this show. I really do. You guys matter to me. Your opinions matter. Whether you feel comfortable voicing them yet or not, they matter. I value you as a viewer. I'll check the analytics this weekend and I'll see how the show's doing, and I'll tell you on Monday what I found out. Okay? I'll be honest with you. I haven't checked them this week. Well, I had us labeled as being suitable for children. So I'm assuming now that I've changed that and I said, no, we're not suitable for children. I'm assuming that YouTube's algorithm will market us differently now. We'll be in a different area of their viewership. What I've been talking to people about with this show is as I close it down and I don't have anyone in the chat, I have been trying to talk to people about being more tolerant with one another, more patient with one another. A phrase that I borrowed from someone else, live and let live, basically. I think that I'm the only one on TV that I've seen that's preaching this. And yeah, I do feel like I'm preaching some days. But we've got to be more tolerant with one another. We can't just hate each other and tribalize our community. We have more in common than you realize. We really do. Excuse me. Our news media is trying to scare us, to manipulate us, and they're trying to separate us. They don't want us to band together. Well, when we band together, we have actual power. When we're separated, Our power is diminished. Doesn't mean it's non-existent. It just means that it's not as strong as it could be. Well, let's stay on topic here with the NFL. If we, as a society, determined that we wanted to teach the NFL a lesson, and none of us watched the Kansas City game, and they get their rating sheet back and they said, we went from having 15 million viewers to having 1. You think they'd notice that? I do. But we would have to unite to do something like that. As long as they keep us separate, we're never going to have that kind of power, right? The reason that we have cities, the reason that we have towns, communities, is because when people come together, they thrive. They become more successful. They accomplish better and bigger things. That enables us to succeed, right? If your nearest neighbor was 50 miles away and could not help you with anything, you've got to do it all by yourself. You have less power, less success. If you've got 10 people on your city block that will help you do something, build something, it's going to go real fast because there's 10 of you. If you're trying to do this all by yourself, there's only 1 of you, it's going to take 10 times longer, maybe more, right? As human beings unite, they succeed, they grow, they flourish, they thrive. As human beings separate, they struggle. Hardship becomes more difficult. A small problem becomes a large problem. If you've got a 20-foot beam that you want to put up down the center of your home, and you're by yourself, how are you going to do that? Wouldn't it be easier if you had other people to help you put up that 20-foot beam? Wouldn't the project go faster, smoother, less chance for injury, right? Whenever people unite, they succeed. As they divide, they struggle. Hardships become more difficult. As people unite, hardships become minuscule. They shrink. 10 of us can put up a 20-foot beam, no problem. But 1 of us, good luck with that. You might be the 1 out of 100 guys that can get it done in a short amount of time. Or you might be, the other way. You might be one of the guys that one task could take you a long time, right? How do you get people to unite with you? You got to be nice. You got to be courteous. You got to be friendly. You got to smile. Okay. You've got to be willing to compromise and work together. When you compromise and you work together, you're going to succeed faster. It will be more expedient, and you'll reap a greater benefit in the long run. This is why our news media is trying to separate us. They do not want us to have power. We're the low man on the totem pole here, and the people at the top of the totem pole do not want us to have any power at all. They want all the power for themselves. So the first step that we need to do to correct the problem of them separating us, of them dividing us, the first thing we need to do is to tolerate one another. Live and let live. It's not my place to micromanage you in your life. Vice versa. It's not your place to micromanage me in my life. It's none your business. Okay? Live and let live. Allow me to be a unique individual, and I will allow you to be a unique individual. Think about that. It's not up to me what religion you are. It's not up to me who comes over to your house for dinner. It's not up to me what shift you work, what career you have, where you park your car. It's not my decision to make. Vice versa. My choices are not up to you. Live and let live. Here's the project for all of us. Be nice to everyone. Be courteous to everyone. Be patient with everyone. Be understanding with everyone. Be caring with everyone. Be compassionate with everyone. You do not know what that other person is dealing with. You don't know what's on their plate. You do not know their perspective. Maybe I'm stressed out. You don't know. Maybe I've got mega problems, mega pressures, and I'm about ready to snap. You don't know. How could you know if you don't know me? If we've never had a conversation, how could you possibly know what's going on in my life? And vice versa, how could I possibly understand or comprehend what is pressuring you in your life? What are you dealing with? What's on your plate? I need to be patient and understanding when I deal with you out in public. I need to be courteous. Why? So we can peacefully coexist and we're not on each other's backs all the time. You cannot pick and choose for other people. Other people cannot pick and choose for you. When I went to Olive Garden today for lunch, could I go up to the table next to me and say, hey, you guys got to have angel hair pasta. That's what I'm having. I got no right. It's none of my business what they're eating for lunch. It's not up to me. It's my personal belief that if you're always nice to everyone, they in turn are going to send niceness back towards you. Maybe not all of them, maybe not every day. You don't know what's on their plate. If I don't have 15 minutes of time to spare today, how would you know? You have no way of knowing. Unless I tell you, I don't have time for you today. Right? What I see going on in our society is they divided us, and now they're telling us this group of people is conspiring against you. And then they're telling the other group of people, those other guys are conspiring against you. Let me tell you the truth. Nobody's conspiring against anybody. You've been watching this show for 2 hours now. Do you think I want to plot a murder? No. Do I think you want to plot a murder? No. Real people don't sit around and plot murders. That's not who we are. But if you listen to the news, they're going to tell you everybody else is a bad guy. I'm here to tell you on this show, they're not all bad guys. It's the reverse. The good guys outnumber the bad guys by 10 to 1. And it's not just in this country, it's global. They're not plotting against you. I don't care how much the news tells you that they're evil. They're just not plotting against you. They're not conspiring to hurt you. They're doing the same thing you're doing. They're trying to live their life and make the best choices they can. So I'm telling you to be patient with them, be understanding, be compassionate, be patient, okay? This show is called Afternoon Chat. It's presented to you by Ghost Mostly Media, LLC. This is a nonprofit show. It's not a charity. I'm not asking you for any money, and I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's 100% free to watch and participate. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. Monday through Friday, Afternoon Chat will be here from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe. Ring up the notifications so you don't miss a show. Come in, participate, chat, have a good time. Voice your opinion. It's all free. It's Friday. Thank you. I will see you guys on Monday, 3 p.m. I'll be here. All right. Have a great day and be nice to one another.